We kind of talked about this earlier. We talked about it on the Monday. This is an event that has really strong, it's weird. It has strong history because it's been played at the same course for a long time with a similar type field at the same spot on the calendar, but with so many different ways to get to hoisting a trophy on Sunday afternoon, it's kind of, I don't know, a little bit awkward to assess the field, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wide open. I see an avenue, and I mean, we work hard. We work really hard here trying to figure out what's going to be successful. What's the key? What's the model? It's so hard to pick and handicap these events and predict who's going to play well. But the key to me is understanding the model. And this is one of the more difficult venues to do that with. So I see an avenue where a guy like Russell Henley, a really, really solid iron player, has a great week. I see a world where, like we saw last year, where a Kevin Na or a Cam Smith or even a Mark Leishman, a guy gets really hot on the greens and gets the job done that way. When you have a golf course that's a little bit shorter, it opens the field up and it allows you the opportunity to be accurate off the tee or even a little crooked. It opens up the avenues for sure.
All right, well, let's stay here with you, Greg, for your best bet. So this is where we head on over to Caesars Sportsbook and we scour every single page. We assess every single bet and we come back with our best one. What'd you find, Greg?
The one that really stuck out to me and was Corey Connors over Mark Leishman. I know I just mentioned Mark Leishman. That's why this is a tough one, because I think Leish could do pretty well here. But Corey Connors is at plus 100 to beat Mark Leishman. And we've talked about how solid he's been with his ball striking. And Rick, one of my favorite takeaways from Monday was what he's done here with his strokes game putting, Corey Connors. So I look at Corey Connors as a combination of all the models that I look at, all the opportunities for success, and he checks every box. And so I think that gives him a really, really strong edge. And when you get plus 100 odds in a matchup where you only got to beat one guy, I think that's pretty strong. A lot of these are slight minuses here. So I really like that number, and I think Corey Connors is going to have a great week.
If he can putt it all, that's all. I mean, he ball strikes.
And he has here, right? Was it all three of his starts here? He's gained strokes putting. It was
all three.
Really impressive.
All three, he's been in the top 30.
It's the only course. It's not the only course, but it's by far the course that he's putted on the best, where he's played it at least 3 times. Like, it's not even close. He just laps the field on the rest of his even good putting courses. Okay, KP, I spy a top 20 wager from you this week. Where are you headed?
I got Taylor Gooch. Gooch finished in the top 20 last week, and he won the week before that, albeit it was like six actual weeks before that. But he's playing great golf, and I feel like it's still going a little bit overlooked because he's not won kind of that marquee event yet. He's not really, I mean, his win was like right before Thanksgiving. People are kind of checked out. It's going unnoticed, and it's a much better field last week than this week, and he figured out how to top 20 there. So I like him at plus 140 to top 20 again this week.
Plus 140, Taylor Gooch, top 24 KP. I also went with a top X bet. Mine, Abraham Ancer, to finish inside the top 10 at plus 275. We knew that Kapalua was going to be a bad place for him. We knew that, and he finished near dead last. I think this is a much better spot for him. I think he bounces back. I like this number, plus 275, which, Mark, leaves you our best bet. Bo, finish off the segment for us, please.
I first wanted to ask you about your impressions on the club change for Ancer, or was it just a big golf course that caught up with him?
Yeah, I just think that a course that sets up well for Abraham Ancer is either much more narrow, much more penal if you're missing the fairway, a place that he can kind of just not be behind the 8 ball immediately after every tee shot. And I just don't think Kapalua was that spot for him. I don't think it's anything club related for me.
Well, righty-ho, my pick now, open disclosure, I did not consult Rick Run Good with this selection. And
well, then we'll just skip it.
And I know that this is a really happy hunting ground for Webb Simpson.
It is.
But Webb is sort of lightly run for me if he was a racehorse. Didn't play that great in the fall. Hasn't gone since, I think he played the Hero. He did play decently down in Sea Island. And then Hideki is looking pretty sharp to me. And Matsuyama, the way he hits the irons, and he seems to have gained a little traction on the greens. He looks like he's remained true to what he's been doing. He just seems like he's a force. Every week he's teeing it up. Where Hideki was the guy that when he gets it all together, he's really good, really competitive. But it seems to me like he's found his groove. And everything that's coming out of the barrel there is a whole lot more consistent. The distance control is solid. And the way he hits it is a big deal. And here's what I know for certain. Staying in the same time zone for a couple of weeks is a big deal. And Webb probably traveled in there a little bit before the event to get accustomed to it. But Hideki played last week, played decently last week. So at the plus 105 number, I had to go over there.
Hideki Matsuyama, small dog over Webb Simpson for Mark. I'm taking Abraham Ancer to finish inside the top 10. Greg is going with Corey Connors over Mark Leishman, and KP is going with TG Taylor Gooch to finish inside the top 20 at plus 140. Why is it that only certain letters can, like TG doesn't sound good? KP, that's cool. DJ, JT. What's the criteria for the initials?
I don't know. Is there some sort of like slant rhyme going on there with no? KP is not KP. No, I don't know.
JT. Yeah, JT sounds good too.
Yeah.
And TJ works too.
TJ works too.
RG is good. Remember RG3? RG.
Oh, yeah. RG is kind of cool. You guys can call me RG if you want.
Yeah. MI does not work.
MI is not great. Doesn't roll off the tongue. But what could roll off the tongue is a national anthem. And Mark, this is our second edition of this crazy thing that you and Jacob have concocted to make us look like fools, where essentially you make one of your world famous nationality picks, and then Jacob plays
the
make sure I have this right. Plays the national anthem, and then we have to somehow guess. I guess we have to guess what the country is, and then the player from there.
Yeah, and this one last week,
literally anything you say is going to be meaningless to us. So just say anything.
Well, for the folks who didn't catch last week's edition, there was it was a continental bet. So you got like a Norwegian and a Spaniard, and there was an Irishman mixed in there, and that was the Europeans in the short field. Where this week
that won, Mark. So you took John Rahm, top European, cash it.
Mm-hmm. This week we more geographically centralized, so we have countries, so that should make this a little easier for you guys. And I guess all I can say is, Jacob, hit it.
That could have been the same exact one as last week, for all I know. So were those
a little American almost?
Were those?
I think it was
wind instruments. What was that?
I think it was last week's.
It sounded like that French. What's that organ that you pump up and down like a bag
accordion?
Or it sounded kind of like that. Maybe that was just a version.
The answer. Are you trying to throw us off?
Yeah, that sounds like a hint.
It's like that.
Play it again, Jacob.
Yeah, hit it again. It's beautiful.
It is.
Very nice.
I think it sounds a little I think it sounds Asian.
Okay.
I gotta say, I gotta pop in real quick. I mean, the live chat got it before you guys did.
Yeah, someone in the live chat's got it already.
I'll do that.
Is it Australian?
You can't look, Rick. That's cheating.
Okay,
I'm gonna say top. I'm gonna say it's Japan and top Asian, and you're going with Hideki.
No,
that's a pretty good guess, though.
That was
Greg,
good.
Do you want to take a stab at this? I now know the answer.
All right. My stab will be top South Korean, Sung J.M.
Good boy. Yeah.
Bang! Soul
Look at
Smoke
you.
was in the chat. Knew it right away. Two notes in. Boom. South Korea. And he did verify. He said Korea first, then he verified South, which thank you. We wouldn't have been able to get that one. Sung J M Mark. Let's go.
Yeah, so nice job, Soul Smoke. He's leading this contest, and we'll go to next week.
Yes, he is 1-0. Kyle, Greg, and I are 0-2. Okay, we're gonna have to do a little bit of research. Do you think that national anthems?
It won't help.
You don't think that there's a trend? Like do they use instruments that are prevalent in their country? Like, there's got to be something, right?
Well, part of the problem is, like, I don't know whether, like you said, that Spain's last week was regal.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Spain is more regal than, like, as a country than, like, France. So I don't even know, like, how to apply what I'm hearing to, like, what the culture is.
Okay, I'm going to show my hand here, because one of the coolest sounding national anthems to me is the Tricolore, the French national anthem. So if there's a French guy on the field, you pick that one, because I'm going there because it's just so cool to listen to.
It'll be Paul Barjan at 900 to 1.
Actually, you're right. He's playing this week. I should have done it. And the South African one, you'll hear the language, I guess. The Australian.
These don't have lyrics, dude. We need some lyrics.
Yeah, Jacob, maybe that would help. Lyrics in there.
I mean, I think we're a little bit handcuffed by what's on Wikimedia Commons, you know. trying not to get in trouble here. And you said it sounded American. That was performed by the United States Navy band. So, you know.
Greg, that's a half a point.
Yeah, at least, right?
Well, Greg, you got it. South Korea, Sung J.M. I think he's going to be good around this golf course. Look, he's good everywhere, and the way he's playing, I think he's going to be low South Korean this week.
Yeah, he was awesome last week.
I vow to improve my national anthem knowledge.
I do not.
Good resolution.
You heard it here first.